So is slavery a choice? And this is a big conversation that stems from what Kanye said, right?
Mr. West.
Right.
What did he say?
On TMZ,
he said,
TMZ.
what did he say exactly? He said, for 400 years, it sounds like a choice to me.
He said that.
Man,
Who agrees with him? Because I can say I agree. I'll put my hand up all day.
I agree.
I'll put my hand up all day.
I agree.
If y'all can see my shirt says "We out."
And what did you say by it?
Harriet Tubman.
And what does she mean by it?
I made a choice to say "We out."
We up.
I feel like
we gone.
I feel like it's not. I feel like due to the fact that we only know so much about slavery as a whole in history books, documentaries, whatever. I feel like you can't really. I'm not taking away from what you said. It made complete sense, but I feel like we can't really say if it was a choice or not because we don't know the full extent as to what was going on when the slave trade was happening. We only know what they tell us: documentaries, books. Somebody sit down and say something on it, like an interview or something.
For sure.
There's only so much that we know. Now, was it a choice? I'm gonna lean on the side and say probably not. Just due to the simple fact that Europeans spoke a different language, and they didn't Africans probably didn't understand what was going on at the time.
I'll tell you this.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, it was a choice, but if your ass try and run, they'll kill your ass. You know, so
is your freedom worth dying for?
But that doesn't take. So let's break it down because anytime we have when we talking about what does it mean to be conservative, what does it mean to have a choice? When you have a choice, that means you make a decision that stems from having two or more different courses of action. All right. So that means if I make a choice, then that means I'm going in the direction of one particular option versus two or more different things. So when it comes to slavery, yes, if that's what the masters planted into their heads, I have the choice of either living free under control or dying. So if you live free under control, you're still making that choice to be a slave in that sense. I think that where Kanye went wrong was the way he delivered it. Because for 400 years, it does sound like a choice to me. For 400 years, you got to think, first off, break it down. We were taken from Africa.
Slave
we're talking about in more primitive times where you were transported across a sea. You were transported across a sea that took months on time to even get to the Americas. During that time, you had so many different diseases. Mm-hmm. You had so many different ailments. Whereas, so many black people, we died on those voyages or, transatlantic routes.
Naked.
How is it that over that course of time that so many millions of black people were even able to be brought to... And that's a whole different conversation. Because I want to throw out the question in, were we even brought from Africa?
I feel like that's one of those questions that
were we even considering
that would never ever be answered.
Were we even? Are we the native Indians?
Real quick,
because I want to say this. When you think about Black Panther, when you think about people who are Native African, when you break down the movie and you break down the symbolism, a lot of the values they're not congruent with the traditional American black person. So where's the discrepancy? Because they even made it was comedic where I forget her name in the movie, but she was a bald woman, but she was the strongest of the women forces, and she had to wear a wig, but that wasn't something that she wanted to do, and she I forget the exact punchline, but it was no, I'm not. Basically, it was I'm not gonna wear a wig. That's not who I am. You can let the African Americans wear that wig. I'm not gonna do that. I think y'all know the scene I'm talking about.
Well, with Kanye, I mean, to me, everybody entitled to their own opinion.
Right.
But where Kanye to me, kind of got up under me. You supporting Trump. Now I ain't no political person.
Okay.
But you supporting a person who's got racism at the highest height right now.
Okay.
Sending out these bold tweets. For example, he sent out a tweet saying that blacks killing whites was 88% or something like that, which turned out to be a lie. Got the white people, the KKK, everybody all uproared, And it was his tactic to get their votes, but you supporting a guy, man, who it ain't cool the stuff he was doing, man. Towards black people.
It's definitely inexcusable. I just think it's the ignorance of Kanye, because Kanye, I was watching that Charlemagne interview. Charlemagne asked Kanye, "Do you know of Trump's policies?" He didn't know.
Right.
He don't know anything to do with Trump's policies. But this is why he likes Trump. Number one, Trump is a guy in the political world who came from nothing.
Right. Right.
Donald Trump is not a politician.
Right.
He knows nothing about politics.
Okay.
Right.
He likes that he came from nothing and became something.
Trump
like Kanye.
Trump had money though.
He was politics-wise. Politics. He knows nothing about politics.
Yeah.
And Kanye, when he started out, he was blackballed. They told him, just make beats, bro.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Chill out.
Yeah.
Chill out, make beats. He was rapping like you be rapping. It was like, hey, come on, bro.
What you doing?
Just make some beats, bro.
Right.
Hey, Jay not here, bro.
Right.
Right.
I feel like it's just kind of leans more so towards Kanye has always had, since he's been in the spotlight, he's always had some type of ignorance in him. Like, not saying that his opinions are exactly ignorant, but it's just the way that sometimes Kanye West doesn't know how to communicate.
Absolutely.
He does not know how to talk to people.
Because the thing is,
So,
he's Kanye.
I can agree.
I don't want to cut you off for a second.
I can agree.
Like, to be, I don't want to beat his horn and call him a genius or something like that, but he obviously has a way of thinking that it has to be channeled down through so many levels. Nobody can think like Kanye. Like, when Kanye speaks, he speaks in riddles.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Like, he's one of the greatest musicians and the greatest beat makers of all time. So sometimes when he speaks, it's hard.
Like, I know for a fact, when Kanye West said what he said about slavery being a choice, he wasn't trying to cause an uproar. Now, what he could have did was maybe word it a little differently. It's the way that you communicate and word it.
But no, because that's the facts. For 400 years, it sounds like a choice to me. I agree. Why do I agree? Let me explain. I'm not even going to try to explain on behalf of Kanye, but for 400 years, if you, like, when you break down the numbers, we far outnumbered the white people, the Caucasians, whatever you want to call them, compared to our numbers.
Absolutely.
But the mentality, and that goes back to the Willie Lynch syndrome. It's like it's not about controlling the physicality, it's about controlling the mentality. If you can control the mentality, then it doesn't matter how many of them there are.
You got him.
But you have people like Nat Turner. You have people like Harriet Tubman, who said, "We out." So, and that's what I want to say. The people who are like Harriet Tubman, they made the choice to say, "We out."
Native Americans, they said,
they made that choice.
Native Americans said, "We good."
So, but the
Haitians, we good.
The people who didn't make that choice,
their
what did they do?
Listen, their ancestors now are in a society where we think we're much better than how we were back in the 1800s. And really,
hey, you say the ones that didn't make that choice, what did they do?
What did they do?
They either was in the house or they was in the field.
But at the end of the day, I think people say, because it's mental brainwashing. I think when you mentally brainwashed, people say that you're no longer able to make a choice. No. It's that you're conditioned to make a particular choice. You can still make a choice, but when you're brainwashed, you're conditioned to make a particular choice. So I feel as though for 400 years, we were conditioned to make a particular choice that favored the oppressor. But you were still making a choice.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
I would co-sign with Kanye and saying 400 years. It sounds like a choice to me.
Yeah,
Thoughts?
You got to
yeah.
think. And I even read a
His
post.
thoughts.
I even read a post. It said
See,
it said we have shirts that say we have. There were shirts that were created that says I'm not like my ancestors. You can catch these hands. I'm not like I'm not like my ancestors. You can catch these hands. What does that mean to you? Like what are the implications in that?
You're gonna fight for your freedom.
Yeah.
You're gonna die for your freedom.
But at the same time, that's saying that our ancestors did not do that. So at the same time, it's saying that our ancestors made the choice to not do that, right?
But at the same time, like I said before,
Okay.
we'll never know the full extent as to what was going on.
Why
They
not?
could've-
Why not?
Because history books lie to us. And like they have been for decades and centuries. History books don't do nothing but lie to people
Hey.
and try to make people seem like something that it isn't.
I wish Kanye.
We
just
were
stick
told
to
that
music. I wish
real
Ka-
quick.
I
We
wish-
were told that Christopher Columbus founded the Americas.
Right.
Absolutely.
Is that true or false?
And
We
it's
don't
false.
know.
All
That's
right, well,
false.
go ahead.
My take, I just wish Kanye just stick to music, what he good at, what he great at. To me, man, it just seems as though he just rambling, talking about stuff he really don't know about, and getting everybody all in the uproar. Just do music, Kanye, what you great at, producing and rapping.